Michael. It's Jodie from the Clouds.
Hi, how you doing?
Thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Lovely to say hello.
Yeah.
Lots happening with the Clouds. It's turned out to be the reunion of the year.
Oh, that's nice of you to say that. Yeah. Well, we're having a good time doing it.
It's not just me that's saying it, Jodie. It's all over. The stuff I've read from the gigs you did with Jesus Jones and the Wonder Stuff. Everyone's saying you guys stole the show.
Oh, well, I don't know. I guess because it's our home country, and people were very happy to see us back. So yeah, it was really wonderful.
So was it fun to do those shows? Obviously.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and it was just great to see all the old faces in the audience and feel the electricity,
And I guess the thing for me, the Clouds always had such strong tunes. They were textually so strong and vocally strong and lyrically strong, and they still stand up like most of them, when I hear them now, still sound like as fresh as I first heard them. So that's a rare thing, and that's a really good thing.
Well, thanks for saying that. Yeah, it's great listening to them and playing them again after so long, and because I feel that too.
And live too, they have a new lease of life. There's just a power and an immediacy that the tunes have. And they must, there's so many of your tunes must be great fun to play live.
They are, yeah, they are. Some of them are a challenge, but basically most of them are really fun.
And you and Trish have a musical chemistry that goes way back to when you started the band, and it's still as strong as ever. You guys did got together a couple of years back with and called yourselves the Girls from the Clouds, didn't you?
Yeah, but it wasn't very good timing, and I guess it wasn't quite the same without the whole band, and we both had little kids at the time, so it didn't really kind of go much further than the one EP, but we put out some good songs on that EP.
So when you came back, because correct me if I'm wrong, but you grew up in the States. How old were you when you came back to Australia?
Well, no, I was born in Melbourne, and then when I was just 4 months or something, we moved to Los Angeles, and then we lived there till I was 6, and then we came back and moved to Sydney, and and then I just stayed here, but we would travel back to California a lot.
So did you have music getting into your ears? Or I'm guessing that was quite different to anyone that was sort of in Australia and Australia centric.
Yeah, I think so. And my dad is a complete music lover, so I was exposed to a lot of jazz and classical and really amazing, all kinds of amazing music, Gregorian chant, Californian pop, all the great classical composers, and Chet Baker and Bossa Nova. So I had a really great, rich kind of library to go, to draw from.
Cool. And you guys came about, the Clouds turned up on the scene in Sydney. It was a great time for music back then. The Jays had just gone national. There was a lot of new music press around. The scene in Sydney was very hot back 89, 90, wasn't it?
It was great. There were a lot of women doing music as well.
Yeah, and you guys also were at the forefront of that in the sort of indie scene in Australia. You really pushed some barriers.
Yeah, well, we were pretty bloody minded with what we wanted to sound like, so we kind of stuck to our guns as much as possible. Well, we did. We stuck to our guns for as long as we could.
And you guys spent some time in the UK. How do you look back on that time? From what I remember reading at the time, it was it was all big things are going to happen for the Clouds, and it didn't really seem to happen, unfortunately, although you deserved it. But how do you look back on that time now?
Well, I was very tired a lot of the time. I remember that feeling. I think it was. There were exciting times, and we did do well in London. Like, we definitely attracted a whole British audience, and it was, there was this kind of vibe happening. But we had to make a decision between signing with a British smaller label or going with Elektra, who was the mother label in America. We probably made the wrong decision and went with Elektra, because if we'd gone with one little Indian who were a smaller subsidiary of Elektra, we might not have been dumped with a whole bunch of international bands. So, that was a deciding kind of maybe a mistake. I don't know.
So with the reaction you're getting at home, is there any thoughts going through your mind to take the band out of Australia again?
Oh, God.
Is that all too hard?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I might even be moving back to America, so if we do that, then, you know, I'm sure the band could come over. There's people in Chicago have already said, come play here, we know great venues. But, you know, anything's possible, but it's certainly not a definite thing in the planning.
Cool. As I said, the buzz around Australia with you guys back together is really wonderful. There seems to be a lot of excitement around, and I guess folks that have seen you on the Jesus Jones Wonder Stuff tour, obviously you wouldn't have got the time on stage to go through the great depth of material you have. So it's going to be great to see you guys headline and be able to play all those great songs.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. We only had 40 minutes on the Jesus Jones tour, so it was kind of frustrating, but it also left us and the audience wanting more, so that was kind of good. And we've got a really long set list planned, plus about 4 new ones we're going to have a go at. Cool. And you're coming to see us at the Governor Hindmarsh, which is a wonderful gig, and I'm sure it will be a packed house. Yeah, I hope so. We've got the Hawks of Alba and I think the 20th Century Graduates playing with us.
Fantastic. And Raph Whittington behind the drum kit, great drummer, and Dave Easton, a great guitar player. They're looking forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, Laff Whittingham, I have to point that out. Raph and I always get our names spelt wrong.
Yeah. I'll edit that out.
Whittingham. It's a great lineup. It's one of my favourite, strongest lineups.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing you guys, Jody, and it's going to be a great show indeed. And I just before I finish up, I just wanted to go sideways. Folks may remember seeing you not so long ago on Rock Quiz with King Salmon, and that I remember that as being just a really cool tune that you. It's correct me if I'm wrong, but did you do It Takes Two?
Yeah, we did.
That's right, and it was great. It just blew me away how great you guys rehashed that tune.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was an interesting night because Tim and I were both on the Clouds and the Beast Suburban were on Red Eye. So,
yeah,
that was a good night.
And Red Eye was again, as we spoke before about the Jays and how the scene was in Sydney. Red Eye did great things back in those days.
Yeah, it was a great label.
Indeed, and sadly missed that there's not so many like that around in Australia anymore. But I guess you can do a lot independently now that you couldn't do back in 1990.
That's right. Everything's just changed so much. So yeah, we'll take advantage of that and do it ourselves.
Fantastic. All right, Jody, lovely to say hello. Thank you so much for giving me a call, and look forward to seeing the Clouds in Adelaide.
Thanks. Look forward to meeting you. Thanks, Michael.